What's up, YouTubers? I join you in Echoes of Mana today. So, these two heroes right here, we have, Swashbuckling Reese, and we have Pirate Captain Shion. I'm pretty sure that's not his title, but his name is Shion. These are the two heroes that are on the big water banner that's up right now. By the way, thank you guys for correcting me in the last video that I did. This was my first new banner in this game. Like, I just got here, right? So when the banner switched over, I had characters dropping that were water element instead of fire, and I was like, is that how this is gonna work? Are they gonna throw an earth banner down and have some featured characters and then just switch some of the spells to make them earth spells for other characters? And that way we can have a version of Reese that's wind, that's water, that's earth. No, they are not doing that. It was explained to me that it was actually Angela that I was looking at, and it was explained to me that the reason, pretty much what happened was the Angela that I pulled from the banner, which is a water-based Angela, was the original Angela. And the one I got before this was apparently the one they dropped afterwards, which does fire damage instead. So that kind of threw me for a loop. So if you corrected me on that, your voice was heard. I have a better understanding of how these banners are going to play out. So we do have the featured characters on the banners, like Reese here, and these characters get completely reworked. So I've been running Reese around, and I've been comparing her to the other Reese. Ooh, I don't know, Reese is just such a strong character to begin with. It's kind of hard to make her better, but I will say this, I think they have here a little bit. We'll just go over kind of what they do real quick. Reese, the wind version of her, Wind Princess Reese, she has an ability that charges up her physical attack. I think she gets like a strength bonus or something like that. It's fairly nice, right? And then she has like a spear thrust. That's her other skill. I think she jabs with a spear like 3 or 4 times. It has some decent knockback on it. If you can get through the whole spear attack animation, you typically knock the enemy down, which is pretty useful. I've managed to clear most levels with that. The wave will start. I'll use her one skill to power up her stats, and then I will just go through and spear the shit out of everything, right? Now, what makes Reese really shine is her special, right? When you activate her special, it's quick. She doesn't have to charge up as much as other characters. Wind Reese, she makes 2 tornadoes come up, and then she does a huge spear slash through the tornadoes. So it interrupts everybody. It's quick. It gets a pretty decent hit combo going, and then when she drives it home with her spear, she like moves halfway across the screen, and she has a pretty good threat range with that. So that is what the original Reese is bringing. It's kind of hard to top. I'm going to tell you that right now. And as a result, Reese has been like the main character that I have ran. But now that I've actually been running the pirate version of her, there's some subtleties there that I'm picking up on that are very phenomenal. For instance, the original version of Reese actually does have to put herself in danger in order to throw her special, and that is kind of her big money maker, right? You're going to want to hit with that special. You can get interrupted, though. It has a pretty quick cast, but you still can get interrupted. I've ran her into some dicey situations where, it'd be nice to have her special go off right here and hit like 5 mobs, and one of them somehow interrupts her, and that's going to be a wipe for you. Well, at least for me it is. The way that I'm running my party, having Reese just kind of be the headhunter, being the strongest one there. Why are we bringing this up? Well, because the new version of Reese doesn't have to really worry about that. Yeah, and that's pretty impressive. So, the new version of Reese, her special has a snipe ability pretty much. That's the best way that I can describe it. She can be anywhere on the map, and she just calls forth this little water whirlwind, and you're getting hit with a spear no matter where you're at. You could be on the other side of the screen. I've tested this. It has a pretty awesome reach. So for boss fights, Pirate Reese, that's just what I'm going to call her, well, she can literally run away from the boss and drop her special, and the boss is going to get hit with it while Reese is safe and sound. So that alone is pretty freaking awesome, because that is a high power move. You're going to get pretty good damage across. By the way, Reese is a physical attribute strength character. It's kind of pointless to increase the amount of wind or water damage that you're doing with Reese, because she's not really actually doing any wind or water damage. I've covered this in my other video, so you really just want to up her strength. She's a strength-based character, right? Let's see. Her other skill, like her normal skill attack, she gets to charge with her spear. It's pretty cool, right? Instead of swinging her spear 3 or 4 times, ... she swings it once, and then she travels across the screen with it. So I think that's pretty cool. That if you use it properly, you can target enemies and attack them before they get within range to actually attack you. So yeah, in a way it is an upgrade, especially if you learn how to play with it. She's really good for running around the map and grouping all the enemies together, and then doing that harpoon spear thing through all of them and just going back and forth, and then running away, dropping her special. It just works out great for her. She is, I mean, you build her just like the other Reese. She could probably use the same gear, right? And she's going to give you water tokens, obviously, because she's water element, for your big water elemental spell that you cast once you get a few of them. So obviously her and Xian are going to go into a party together great, right? She's going to be helping him get those water tokens. Ultimately, I've decided that Xian is the one that I want to use the fairy magic water spell after you get the 3 tokens. Why? Because Xian is more of a hybrid. It's hard to even call him hybrid, but I'll talk about that. To me, Xian here is just better suited for dropping that. He is a mage. If you look at mine, his strength is 851, but his intelligence is 1226. This is by no means a built character, right? We still have some yellow pieces of equipment on him I want to change out. But this is what makes Xian cool at the same time. Alright, if we look at his skills, his special, it just deals physical damage. So it's scaling off of his whopping 800 strength, right? So you're really not banking as much off of your special as much as Reese is. Reese's special is doing physical spear damage, but Reese has like 1500 attack instead of 800, right? This guy, on the other hand, is going to have 1500 intelligence. So you're going to use Buccaneer Burst just to get another water token. And same thing with Bloody Knuckles. Bloody Knuckles is this thing that he has. He gives himself 15% more strength, and then he just punches you in the face with his glove. One cool thing about Bloody Knuckles is it does seem to knock the enemy down, so that can be helpful. But ideally, what you want to do is use Bloody Knuckles so that you get the strength 15% boost, and then after you use Bloody Knuckles, you use Buccaneer Burst, and that's how you're going to do the most strength-based damage that you're going to do with Xian, right? Doesn't sound that impressive, because it's not. That's not what this guy's primary role is. Buccaneer Burst and Bloody Knuckles are like a secondary thing to him. If we actually scroll down, we get to the money shot, which is Aqua Slash. Aqua Slash is just absolutely effing awesome, right? Because we talk about how awesome crowd control is in this game. If you can run around and bunch a bunch of enemies up together, and then start dumping something like Aqua Slash on him, it's absolutely absurd. First of all, Aqua Slash is just a big splurge of water that comes out of him. We'll run him in a minute and I'll try to show it off, but it pretty much just makes water come out of him in a giant arc in front of him. Yo, you can hit like a pretty good size of the screen with that. But not only that, it does magic damage, so it's scaling off of his intelligence, which is why I have mine with a higher intelligence than strength, right? Because his moneymaker AoE is doing magic damage. Oh, but wait. The target also gets con minus 35%. So it has a built-in break, and it's for 25 seconds. So anybody hit with Aqua Slash is going to get a con minus 35%. That's absolutely effing awesome. This is also scaling off of your intelligence because it's magic. Oh, wait, but it gets better, right? If you equip gear on him that increases your water damage by 21%, like this set right here, right? You get all, these aren't even leveled up, but you're getting 21% more water damage. What does that affect? Well, that affects Aqua Slash. So now Aqua Slash, you're doing 21% more damage with it. It's scaling off of intelligence, which is your high stat, and they're getting the break off of it. Aqua Slash is just the shit. You just want to make sure that you have enough MP to keep throwing it over and over again. And last but not least, right, these characters are working to get water tokens. And who do you want to use those water tokens and cast that big water fairy spell, whatever the hell they call it? It's going to be Xian. It's going to be this guy. This is the guy that you are going to want to pretty much cap everything with. And that is why they are such a good team together, right? Because Reese can run around wreaking havoc with her basic attack kit, and she can charge up a few of those water tokens by herself. You switch over to Xian, right? You can skip the physical damage if you want. Hit them with that water cannon burst thing. Give them minus 35% con. And then drop your water fairy magic spell. And you're going to do just truckloads and truckloads of effing damage. AoE all over the place. And then whatever's left over, you can hit them with the squirt gun, right? So, but you don't have to take my word for it. We will actually run them. We have the arc as well. The arc works so well specifically for Xian. Why? On water attack, normal attack, damage plus 20%. So Xian specifically actually has water attacks. So I'm assuming this applies to him. That 20% damage should apply to all the water damage that he does. Just like the armor is giving him 21% more to water damage, and his big spell is water damage. So now that we've actually talked about it, shown how it works, well, we're gonna show how it works. Reese here, she's rocking the little Randy arc because you pretty much just want to run something on her that's giving her a bunch of strength, and that is helping her instantly charge her special, so you can get one of those magic tokens up instantly. As soon as you start the board, you can throw a special with her, and boom, you already have one of those tokens. You do some spear attacks, you throw your second one, you switch over to Xian, and you can already throw your magic. So that's the idea here, right? I'm going to try to play more with Xian than Reese here. We'll start off with her, but I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with how Reese plays because you all have the other version of her, right? Xian is actually like the new featured banner hero, unless I just haven't seen him in another form. So we'll try to actually run him a little bit more. Let's go into these quests. Let's see what we can find. Oh, you know what? I am not going to solo that queen. Go into chapter 4. You know what? Let's go into chapter 5. That just might be too easy. I mean, I have been working on these characters for a little bit, right? We're not going to fight that damn fairy. we'll fight these little fairies. There we go. This should give me... Oh, look at that. I had just enough energy. It's the last energy in my pool for the day. Alright. So right off rip, here we go. That's right. Steady sailing, active allies, water damage plus 15% for 30 seconds. This is really good for when you have water allies like Xion with you, because this activates on you and your ally. So we're gonna do that just for schnitz and giggle, right? Here's her spear that actually travels. Notice how it pushes people back. I hate how it targets like that though. Let's do our awesome spear attack. There it goes. It doesn't matter where I'm at. That will proc. So she can snipe with that, and that becomes very awesome for bosses. When you're doing this move, you want to pay attention to how much you travel. You don't want to end up like in front of an enemy that can... You don't want to end that spear movement right in front of an enemy where they can attack you, obviously. So here's Reese, right? We will throw our other special, and then we will switch out to Xion. Can I target that guy? Oh, cool, I can target. Ah, I just learned how to target. So look at that. You target whoever you want, snipe them. These enemies aren't even trying to mess with me. I'll switch over to Xion. He has the buff on him from the 15% more damage. Here's his awesome... Yeah. Here's that awesome splurge. Most things will... Boom. There's that punch. Here's his special, which is physical damage, not water. It's deceiving. It looks like there should be some water in there. We didn't throw his actual spell there. I thought that thing was going to survive and I could actually throw the fairy magic. You guys all know how fairy magic works, right? You get 3 tokens and then you activate it. A big spell goes off. To my knowledge, that spell, it's a spell, so it's going off of your intelligence. So I'm much better off with Xion with his 1600 intelligence casting that spell, as opposed to Reese, which has like an 800 intelligence. So this is the way that I have them set up. They do play off of each other very well, because Reese in this form will actually buff Xion's spell. She will buff water damage, and then Xion will just do that much more water damage, especially if you have the right gear on him. And let's not forget the break that he's applying for 25 seconds at a time, right? So for water element, this is just the damn bee's knees right now. They ain't playing around with this pirate cosplay shit. Really, some solid characters, I do have to say. Fresh on a fresh account, comparing them to the other heroes that I've been running. Now, I have spent a few days in here just sampling other heroes. That's why I was stuck on Reese, just because she works so goddamn well. That special goes off so quick. It's pliable. She can just get away with a lot. So Reese just stuck. She's also just one of my favorite collab heroes from other games that have this collab in them. Reese is just a pretty awesome character. Still rock her in Last Claudia. Was actually grinding out a new spear for her today. So I do kind of wish they would have changed that a little bit. Both of these versions of Reese have literally the same identical effing spear in their hands. And it's like, if you're going to make a pirate version of Reese, wouldn't she have more of a piratey spear? Maybe some kind of spear axe instead? I don't know. Regardless, they gave her the outfit and the hat. She definitely looks cool. But really, I think Xion is very powerful, especially when you just start spamming that water gun of his. It's just absolutely ridiculous when you factor in the break, how much damage it does, and you can literally hit a quarter of the screen at a time. So I've been doing things like having Reese run around and grouping all the enemies up. I'll change over to Xion and I'll just start spraying them with that damn water gun. It does the damn thing. So this is the new banner. This is what you have to look forward to if you want to get some of these water and ice heroes, right? This is how they're going to play. And if you just want to save your resources for the next banner, hey, you're probably a smart player for that. Regardless, if you just have some gems that you've grinded out, because this is just, you know, a new game, they are giving us gems and lapis just for clearing content. This is what you have to look forward to if you want to boost up your ice team. This is definitely a pretty good way to go. I really like the way that Reese and Xion run together. I don't know, color me impressed. I didn't think I was going to be that impressed with Xion. I was just kind of like, little pirate boy, little hybrid. Dude doesn't even know what the... He ended up being awesome. That's all I'm going to say. Once I actually found out how spammable that water thing is, I was just like, okay. Put a bunch of mana on him, stack him up with MP, so he can just sit there and super soaker the shit out of everything he wants over and over and over again. And that's just kind of how I'm building mine. So it's been fun so far. And yeah, thanks for taking the journey with me. If you made it this far, well, I hope you sub to the channel, because it'll be good to have you around. And if you do, I'll see you on the next one. Later, everybody.